Greetings, greetings, greetings. What's up, you guys? This is going to be just a quick message. Okay, so I'm only going to use cards, so for those of you that need to see it to believe it. All right, yeah, okay, so this is for those of you that I've been speaking to, okay? This is for you guys that I've been speaking to about the whole being used as divine vessels in certain spaces, okay? Most places of influence, okay? These are the activists, the philanthropists, oh my God, the beauty industry, the music industry, the sports industry, the media. Those of you that are the trailblazers, you are the planted lights in these spaces. Some of you guys are already in these spaces, and you guys are already, you know, kind of the light, but there's some that have come and have spoken out, and some of it has been due to, done to their, after their detriment, or caused or led to their detriment, excuse me. But in this instance, this time, there's a lot of you that are going to be placed in certain positions, and Spirit gave me this confirmation, and I got chills on my legs. And it was a scripture that God showed me that really just brought this home. And I talk about this every so often on my channel and on my other channel, that this is going to happen. Before I even knew of that scripture, because I didn't come across that scripture until not very long ago, but that message came to me, and it was a message that I've been hearing. It was a message that I've heard others, but in different pieces, right? Not quite all the way in the way that, it was meant to be given to me, because prophecy is told in parts, right? That makes sense. So it was a scripture that I had came across. It was, why can't I think of it? It's not Ezekiel. I know it's not. 2222 or 22, yeah, 2222, and that number was coming to me before I even saw this. So when I actually came across the actual scripture, I was like, okay, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, Spirit. I see what's going on. I see what's going on. So it was that whole confirmation. I'm trying to find it, because whenever I start doing a video, for some reason, I can never remember anything. It's Isaiah 22 and 22. But I would encourage, if this resonates with you, to watch, or to not watch, to read Isaiah 22, starting that whole scripture with the chapter Isaiah 22, and then read it all the way through. But that key point was Isaiah 22 and 22. And one of the messages that God gave to me, and I shared it with y'all, about the divine doors or something like that, or the ones that feel overlooked, or the expendables. There's one of those, maybe both, where I said that there was going to be people that were in these so-called places of authorities and seats of authorities, and these high places, that they were going to be overthrown and dethroned, because they were not doing right. They were not doing right for the people. And in that scripture, Isaiah 22, it talks about that. It talks about all of this. So yeah, so I'm going to read the scripture to you guys. It says, I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. The house of David represents the descendants of David, and David representing one of the Israelites, and the promise of those descendants. So all of those that are in the house of David. And the key is very significant too. I'll leave that up for you guys to figure that out, what that code, that key is. But it says, what he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open. So God has appointed people, and this is the one I want to get out, is that when you're placed in a high position of authority that is divinely given to you, to edify the people around you, to be the light, to spread the word, to spread the truth, the light, the love amongst the people, you have a position. It's very significant, very important. And it's not for you to be in a state of self-glorification. It's not about that. Because if you look at those entertainment spaces, it's all about glorification of self, or glorifying idolatry of another person, or the idolatry of money and fame and fortune and material things and wealth and the vanity of beauty and things like that. Getting our bodies done. And what we do with our bodies is our own prerogative, but we've been taught that, oh, well, if I don't look like this, I'm not beautiful. Or if I don't have this type of car, then I'm not valuable. Or if I don't have thousands of people saying that they love me and they worship me, then I have no value in life. I have no purpose. So that is what Spirit has been working on a lot of you guys with, is the opinions of man and pride. These are what Spirit is calling out to me. Ego, selfishness, self-glory, me, 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 I. That has to go. That is being consecrated out of a lot of you. So some of you guys may have experienced those highs and lows where you've been glorified, where everybody, you're Mr. Popular, Miss Popular, or you are the one that is overlooked. You know that you have something very special, but you're always the one overlooked. You're always the one picked next in line, or never picked, right? You're the one that starts the trend, right? People piggyback off of it, and they take the credit for what you created or what you are. And you say, how come when I did it, nobody was, something wrong with me? Spirit is working on the humbleness and like purging out of you any of that urgency or that tendency to be that. Because when God places you here, because we need more, I'm talking about the industry people right now, we need more Colin Kaepernicks that will stand for what he believes, regardless if he loses a check or not, endorsements or not, which he did. Not saying to agree with what he stood for or not, but you get where I'm going, that standing for something in your heart for the sake of others, to be a light to others, regardless if you lose a check or not. How many of them are willing to do that in the industry? Not many. We need more Jaguar rights, right? And I don't agree with everything with her, so don't, I'm just using her as an example. It takes a lot of bravery to even speak on the very things that she says, even if some of it is fabricated a little bit or exaggerated, or if it's complete truth. I would more say the truth aspect. For someone to come in and say, this is going on in the industry, this is not right in the industry, I want men and women, boys and girls to be able to share their gifts without being exploited, without having to do X, Y, and Z, as they should, right? We need more of that. Whether you're a writer, whether you're a singer, whether you are meant to be an activist of some sort, for the people, for the light, it takes a lot of courage to be that. But in this space, that pride and that ego, you're being put in such a position that you have to be of love and service and heart. You're not going in to go on stage for people to say your name. No. When you go on stage, or when you stand foot in that place, they want to be like you because of your light, and they want to know where that light came from. And this is another message that confirmed everything. I came across a prophetic word, and she was talking about God's influences, right? We call it influencers. So those are the divine light workers, shadow workers, because we need light and shadow workers at the same time. Those that are coming in with that divine elite, right? The true elect, coming in those spaces. People are going to want to know where that light came from. How did you do it? Because your story is going to be fucked up. Excuse my language. Your story is going to be, you've already been through the testimonies, right? Or the trials and tribulations that's going to lead to your testimony. Yeah, like them, they had broken homes. They might have came from poverty. They might have had drug addictions, near-death experiences, and all of that, right? And so many of them still choose to walk in darkness, even though those experiences happened to them. They're saying, that happened to me, and look where I'm at. Look at all this money I got. Look what I can do. You can do it too, right? But they don't tell you everything. They don't tell you everything. And I do believe that there are chosen ones there. And there's so many that don't even know that they they might feel the call, but they're so sunken or so broken or so caught up in that space. And sometimes the divine allows people to walk in their darkness in order to even find the light. So that could even be a bigger testimony to other people that think that because we're all in this, that none of us can be that light. That's not true. That you sold your soul, you can never get back. That's not true. There's no real way to actually sell your soul. You can sign a demonic contract, but that doesn't mean that you can never get that. Everybody is welcome in the kingdom, which is that love. The key here is love. That's the key. It's love. So for those of you, I don't know if I'm gonna pull cards. I don't need them. I don't need them. They're kind of a crutch, to be honest. Sometimes I don't even need them. But for those that resonate with this, you know, because you've been and you are still being consecrated so that you can be used for a divine purpose in these spaces. It's not going to be about you. People are going to want to know about, like, what is it that you do, what's different, or your story is going to really inspire people to want that, to find that light and to be in part of that, because it's all about the glory of the divine, the Most High God. That's it. That love, that's it. And the promise of that, the good news that, okay, my soul, I can get it back. Yeah, I can overcome this. Because of that light, I can. So it's not going to be about, oh, because I got this bomb voice, or you're going to be a seed of light, and you're going to awaken other lights to this. And those that are not of the light, period, they're going to be removed. And I don't know if you guys see, but it's almost like when I be seeing pictures of these award shows and stuff, I just get this vibe like they just got to do too much now. They just doing too much. They're trying to, there's no hiding anymore of what's going on. It's almost like if you can't see it, I don't know what's wrong with you, right? It's like it's so much, it's like oversaturated and done. All this stuff, all of these rituals, all of this stuff being done, right? And it looks like foolery. It looks like it's just foolishness. And some people are still watching and still worshiping and still glorifying these people and still obsessed with the lives of these people, that they're not seeing everything that's going on, and they don't really see the condition. They don't really know. And I feel like what happened at that Travis Scott concert, it's only a glimpse into seeing that and the harvesting. When God gave me that dream, I had no idea. And when I put two and two together when I said something about they're trying to kill off the youth, because the youth is the pure seed, right? And how that concert had so many young people there, people in high school and younger were at that concert, and some of them lost their lives at that concert. Those souls were taken, and they were talking about how that pit, it was like they were being sucked. I'm just like, my God, like, if that's not enough for people to see, like, this stuff is no joke. And when I said that what's his name, Travis Scott, he was not present, I meant in the body. He wasn't there. Like, he wasn't there. He was gone. So he's in that state, watching all this chaos, hearing the screams and the chaos. He's at that point, he's a vessel for something else. He's not present. He's not there. So this type of stuff is not to be glorified and to want to be like that. People, it's done away with that. Like, y'all time is up. And just like how they say in the Bible, how Lucifer, he had a beautiful voice. He was, but he wanted to be glorified. He wanted to be greater than his creator. And that's when he got casted down. So a lot of people are under that demonic energy and that demonic spell, and spirit is like, if you're going to come in with your gifts that I gave you, that you were born with, and you think that you're going to be glorified because of that, I'm going to take it away, or you ain't going to be there. Or if you're appointed to be there, you got to get right. And I've been saying that. You can't take certain energies with you. That those things that we got, those wounds that we got, we really got to heal them. Because where we're going, whether it's in these entertainment spaces and other places, because this God's going to be working all over the planet, period. Any space. I'm speaking for those spaces because that's what God gave to me. That is the message God gave to me to share to you. So that's who I'm speaking to. But when it comes to all over, there's a certain space you got to be in, and I'm speaking to those in that entertainment space that it's not about you. And you got to be okay with the potential of losing. But I feel that that's more so for the people that's already there. Those sacrifices that those that are chosen in those spaces already are making is to kind of already start to shift in the environment that they're already in, for those that's in it. Then there's those that will be placed in these different positions, because naturally we like to be entertained, right? We like to be entertained. We partake in consumerism and all of that. So if I can be used as a vessel, how can I use myself in a positive way with the platform that I'm given, right? Because people like to watch things, they like to be entertained. Rather than brainwashing the people, or rather than feeding them lies and feeding them violence and sex and drugs, let me speak life to these people. Let me make them think a little bit more. Let me help them seek out the light that I've been given, and they have also the key to find and be given as well. How can I do that? And you have to be the willing divine vessel to walk in your purpose and take divine instructions and follow those divine instructions, whether that be down to the clothes that you are guided to wear, whether it be down to the lyrics you're guided to write, whatever it is that you're guided to speak, post, type, publish, the movies that you're guided to write, the people that you're guided to choose and pick, all of that's got to be under divine ordained. It's a divine ordained thing. Just as how these people, they pick out certain people and be like, oh, this person has this in their chart. Oh, this person, oh, we're going to do this, and we're going to do these type of spells for this movie and that. Just like how they do it, you got to do it in a divine way and take instructions from your divine creator. The one and only source. The beginning and the end. Not something that just put into place to become God because enough people was convinced to be deceived into giving glorification to that God. A God that was casted down, right? Not even a God. It's a false God. Being casted down, and to get enough people to be deceived and to feed them and tell them, oh, you're going to be great. You're going to be this wonderful person. You're going to have so much money, right? And when you're wounded, it sounds like food to you, right? When you're deprived of what you think you deserve and no one else is giving it to me, and that voice comes in at that right time, and that's why a lot of people, they get caught up in that world. But everybody has the key. They have the opportunity at least to have that key, to find that key, to the welcomeness, to have that God's love. That is our gift to us. Though we might fall short, right? We're not all perfect at the end of the day. And we're taught that we have to be deserving of love. And God says you are love already. You don't got to work for my love. You ain't got to do this, this, and that. You don't got to twerk for my love. You don't got to sell drugs for my love. You don't have to get a bigger booty for my love. You don't have to be light skin, dark skin. You don't have to be white or black, whatever. You're love already. What do you need it for? So, I'm not going to pull cards. I don't need to. So, much love as always. Be blessed, be safe. Peace.